Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Selamat pagi Bapak Ibu sekalian, salam sejahtera. Semoga Bapak Ibu sekalian dalam perlindungan Tuhan Yang Maha Esa dan diberkahi oleh kesehatan pada saat pandemi saat ini. Nah, sebelumnya minta maaf, Webex dimulai agak telat 10 menit dikarenakan ada permasalahan teknis tadi. Ya, sebelumnya terima kasih sudah berkenan untuk bergabung bersama kami dalam kegiatan webinar dengan tajuk Advanced IoT for Engineering Design and Development, Preparing for Next Generation Talents pada pagi hari ini. Pada pagi hari ini kita akan belajar mengenai IoT dilihat dari sisi edukasi. Nah, untuk mendesain perangkat Internet of Things atau IoT tidak semudah menghubungkannya ke internet atau ke perangkat lainnya. Industri lebih menuntut agar perangkat IoT memenuhi persyaratan kesinambungan, konektivitas, keamanan cyber, koeksistensi, dan kepatuhan yang ketat, terutama bila menyangkut perangkat IoT yang sangat penting. Dalam webinar ini, kita akan lebih memahami keterampilan yang dibutuhkan oleh mahasiswa, karena IoT yang akan kita coba presentasikan ini dari sisi edukasi ya. Makanya kita lihat dari keterampilan untuk siswa untuk merancang, menguji, dan menerapkan dalam nanti ketika mereka menghadapinya di dunia nyata untuk membuat produk IoT secara lebih efektif. Ada 3 hal yang akan kita pelajari. Yang pertama adalah gambaran umum dari ekosistem IoT itu sendiri. Kemudian yang kedua adalah gambaran umum 5CS. 5CS ini adalah 5 pertimbangan. 5 pertimbangan yang akan kita coba jelaskan dalam melakukan perancangan pengujian IoT. Kemudian, untuk yang ketiga adalah solusi pengajaran IoT sendiri dari Keysight. Jadi produk solution dari kita nanti IoT. Keysight itu akan masuk di mana sih ketika kita ngomongin soal IoT untuk menambah pengalaman siswa di lab ataupun di kelas dalam mendesain, menguji, dan menerapkan IoT itu sendiri. Oke, untuk materi pada pagi hari ini akan disampaikan oleh pemateri kami dari Keysight. Dari Keysight kami ada Daniel Yap. Daniel Yap selaku Asia Pacific Education and Research Business Development. Kemudian ada juga dengan Sike. Kemudian ada juga dengan Lim Setyong. Lim Setyong sebagai channel partner dari Keysight untuk Indonesia. Nah, selama acara berlangsung, Bapak Ibu sekalian dapat menuliskan pertanyaan pada kolom komentar. Jadi nanti pertanyaan-pertanyaan akan kami kumpulkan. Kemudian Bapak Ibu sekalian dapat mengikuti acara ini dengan tenang, dengan konsentrasi secara penuh untuk materi yang disampaikan. Kemudian nanti setelah pemateri, kita akan melakukan pembahasan dan tanya jawab di sesi Q&A. Oke, untuk mempersingkat waktu mungkin akan kami lanjutkan langsung ke pemateri. Oke, Daniel, are you ready for the materi?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, I will set you as the presenter first.
Yes, thank you. CK and SD, I think I will go for the live sharing session instead of recording.
Okay, sure. Please proceed.
Yeah, I think I like to talk rather than play the recorder.
That's good. Go ahead.
Yes.
Okay, Daniel, already?
Yes. Yeah, you're ready? All right, I'm ready too. Okay. Is this the slide? Okay, selamat siang, selamat pagi, or good morning to everyone. Can you all see my slide? Yes?
Yes.
All right, great. So I actually did a final decision that I decided instead of playing the recorded webinar, I think I would like to talk and engage with everyone here. I think I see from the list, some of you are coming from the universities, some of you are the lecturers, engineers for certain company, and probably even an IT consultant. But this is to be I would say it's a very good topic to learn to understand that, hey, what is IoT at Keysight perspective and why Keysights are actually involved in IoT. So I think Patria has already explained, briefly introduced the topics that we are going to cover today. And in fact, throughout this topic, in between, I will show you a demo video at the same time, or certification video. So IoT evaluation and its impacts to education. Now, we know that the Internet of Things is not just started like yesterday or last year, but it's actually an evolution from technology. So if you remember, look back about 30 years ago, we have a fixed internet connection that is the dial-up using a modem, like a lot of weird sound using cable. So then after 10 years, we moved to a mobile internet. That's where we have this thing called like Edge or GSM or GPRS stuff. And over recently, the Internet of Things expanded, no longer just mobile, but almost everything is already connected. I think today the most common Internet of Things device that we know is your mobile phone. It does streaming, it does measurement, it does photography and share to social media. Now, like I said, IoT is everywhere, di mana-mana sahaja. It can be, the Internet of Things is a network of physical objects that contain embedded technology to communicate and sense or interact with their internal states or external environment. This one from Gartner punya comment. So IoT is a mega trend in the making. It will continue to increase in terms of adoption more and more. In fact, maybe you can think about if you are working from home today, like most of us, you have at least maybe 2 or 3 devices are connected to internet. And more we are seeing like smart home. You talk to Alexa, like you have a Google Alexa, and they say, or even like Siri, say switch on the lights, switch off, or check the weather forecast. So all these are connected. So on the right hand side here, you can see the growth rate of every company. This is called Ericsson, Gartner. It's moving very, very fast. Now, one of the very interesting topic that my role as the education development manager in Asia Pacific, I also work together with other regions, that we see that IoT, even though we are talking about IoT, but there are actually a lot of gaps still in the engineering world. So what do ECE educators think? ECE is electrical and computer engineering educators think. When it was started, it was saying that, oh, IoT is just another passing trend related to only computer science department. Actually, when it started, they said, oh, it's all about developing application. But what they don't see or they don't understand is IoT is just not a trend, but it includes a different types of engineering skill as well. It requires, you look on the table on the right hand side, you have a mechanical design engineer, you need an RF engineer. Why? Because if you have designed a sensor, you need someone to understand, oh, how do I make sure that there's no interference? And then there's a digital, power, embedded, system engineering, analog, and also software. So you can see that it is involved in a whole set of knowledge. So if you are educators today and then you want to see that there is a possibility that to integrate all this program or even update your program that stay with the technology trend, the IoT. So how to include IoT in UC teaching? Keysight, we actually work closely with a lot of leading or top tier universities around the world. We work closely, and one of the reasons is we want to help and support, and also as a partner. So one of the top uh, feedback is as a lecturer or even a professor in a university, they have a lot of jobs, too many jobs. The job as a professor or lecturer is not about teaching. I think some of you are very aware of it. You have to manage undergraduates, you have to involve in the lab, you have to prepare exam, you have to supervise students. Or in fact, lecturers today even have to do marketing to attract students come and enroll in their program. Next one, rising students' expectation. Of course, during this lockdown period or this pandemic situation, one of the things that we see that suddenly there's so many YouTubers because probably it's like it is the easy way that they are got attracted their interest. So as a student, their expectation also increase. Students expect a more lucrative means a more high pay return on their investment. Some will say, "Oh, engineering is tough," and it will actually if and it's also very boring. So one of the challenge if you're educator is, hey, how to make sure that these students stay interested in the program. Funding, money, uh, education funding has become more difficult to access. There's lesser scholarship being given or less grants from the government or where to buy to equip the instruments. So it's getting lesser and lesser. Not only that, a lot of competition as well because when your money is getting small, little, you might be competing with other departments or other universities or other agencies for the same amount of money. So it's very challenging. Number 4, this is very interesting, technologies. So the increasing pace, the speed of technology change so fast. Like, okay, you could imagine maybe like example I want to call like Pak Ria today. If he's studying something like maybe let's say 3G in the school, but when he graduate upon coming out from university, that is 3 years from now, it's already the implementation of 5G is already there. So the technologies are moving so fast. Can the students adopt the changes of, oh, my knowledge in 3G um, is still far away from the 5G technology, and there's a lot of catch up. So how can we ensure that the university continue to provide modern, up-to-date content? The last one, the fifth one, if you are if you're an engineer working in a company, a technology company, or even an industry, when you want to hire your students, you definitely say, can I find the best student? Because you want to hire the best talent, the good student. Once hired, they can help you in grow your business in your company. So if they say there is a gap that this student from so and so university doesn't have that kind of knowledge, it will be very difficult. So when there is a gap, it will be like you might see more students are able to find a job. So there is actually an industry expectation to hire the best talent to maximize the business performance. So these are all the 5 common educators' challenges that facing today. So what can you, as an educator, can be anybody, can you do differently? So one way is we want to see that use IoT as a teaching tool or as teaching lab solution to attract to engineering students to learn about it, to get interest in this. So Keysight actually coming up with a lab, IoT lab teaching solution is a complete series to help to guide based on industry expectation. So the goal is to equip students with industry relevant IoT engineering knowledge and skills from know what about to know how, not just know in theory, but how to do the measurements and how to make sure that if they design a sensor, let's say for agriculture pertanian, make sure the sensor is good, not just designed for fun. So Keysight can help educators to provide the keyword here is industry relevant curriculum quickly to set up an IoT lab, um, learning outcome that attracts more students for complete IoT learning, engage with latest IoT technology trend. So we in Keysight, we are the leader in this area. We always know what is the next trend. So we always update our content that, hey, now it's talking about Wi-Fi 6 generation number 6, not Wi-Fi 5. Why Wi-Fi generation 6? Even the modem router, you have this like 4 antennas, dual band. You have a 2.4 gigahertz and 5 gigahertz. And not only that, it has a beamforming technology so that your data, if you do data transfer, it is able to maximize the data transmission with higher data bandwidth. So these are the things that we want to put this knowledge to the students in their learning. And finally, given that Keysight is a leader in this area, we also introduced this IoT design and validation industry-ready student certification program. I will explain more on this in the later slide. Okay. Let me know if I am going too fast, but Ria, you can stop me if you have questions. I also want to encourage everyone, the audience, the participants here. You can put down your questions. If you don't feel comfortable to talk, write down in the chat box, or we can look into the questions later. So these are the 5 C's of IoT. What are the 5 C's? Number 1, in order to have a successful IoT, number 1 is connectivity. You need to have a connectivity. The connectivity are wireless connectivity. It has to be robust and reliable. You don't want to have an internet connection or data transmission. Sekejap ada, sekejap tak ada. I think for a good example is, I don't know, like Pak Ria just now, we cannot hear him. Are you using a wireless headset, Pak Ria?
No.
No, okay. Then must be something else. Must be your connection from your laptop to the modem to the router.
Yeah.
It can be anything, okay, for example. So, okay, the second C is continuity. How to optimize a long battery life. Like myself, I'm wearing a smartwatch, or maybe if you have an Apple Watch you're wearing, or even like other brand, you want to have that watch at least can last for maybe like 3 days. I think that's good. Otherwise, if let's say you have to charge every day, it's very troublesome. That's for one example. But in terms of application in a bigger, broader scope, you might want to say, oh, it's a smart parking system, or maybe a smart agriculture, where you have your battery, you have to put remotely and a lot. It's not possible to change battery every day. Okay. Third one, cybersecurity is also probably one of the very critical topic and very high in demand area today. Cybersecurity, if you don't design your device or your network is very poorly protected, you get a lot of data hacking, and maybe most recently we have the ransomware. The cyber attacks, cyber hackers actually took control of your system. I think the ransomware was quite popular. It just happened about 2 months ago. One of the company was affected was Garmin. Fourth one, call assistance. This is also very important. So in our program is we also teach the students that, hey, how are you going to make sure your Wi-Fi signal and your Bluetooth signal and your maybe other kind of communication signal are not interfering each other? So there is a kind of protocol that minimum to fulfill. You can see here on the left side here, it's not, maybe most of us, we are very familiar with Wi-Fi, but there are a lot of others wireless technology. You've got LoRa, Zigbee, Bluetooth, Z-Wave. So all these have to like exist together, working together, but not causing trouble. And finally, if you are a design engineer today, you want to make sure that your product is accepted globally, because you want to sell to maybe to US, then you have to fulfill the FCC, or probably even Canada like CE or other countries like if you go to Korea, it's KCC. You need to make sure that all this needs to fulfill the specific country radio requirement. Okay, so these are the 5C, and all these 5C are going through stages from design simulation, your R&D, development. After you develop, you need to validate. Once you validate, then you put into the manufacturing, and once the manufacturing done, then you deploy to sell to the consumer or even to the application. So this is very interesting. Remember this 5C, it is the fingertips guide to have a successful IoT. Next is will be Keysight IoT Teaching Lab Solution. Now we have actually two series of teaching solution. On the left-hand side is the U3800A series IoT Teaching Lab Solutions. And on the right-hand side, it will be a U3810A series Advanced IoT Teaching Solution. For your information, both learning fundamentals are the same, but what is different is we, Keysight, see, like what I mentioned, is there's a growing demand, technology moving, and then we actually enhance and added new content to it. For example, you can see there will be a cybersecurity and compliance, and on the continuity, we improve the content. In terms of the instrument they use, these are all industry graded instruments. You have a scope, DMM, signal analyzer, and a DC power analyzer. So the kit itself is also improved as well. So there are more things, features. Okay. So I just want to give you an overview based on the U3800A series IoT teaching solution. We break down into 4 modules. So if you are a lecturer today and then you say, oh, Daniel, or Pak Ria, macam mana how I can start the program? So typically, we actually say that, oh, IoT fundamentals you could actually teach and use for first-year students or even the diploma level. And then once they're done with fundamentals, they can move to the module 2 as a system design level. Where actually, in these 2 modules, we actually teach a lot of the key fundamental essential area. Now, in fact, yesterday I have a discussion with another university, and then they said, ask some question, and then one of the interesting topic is, I told them is, as long as all of us know the fundamentals of IoT, your application can be anything. As long as I know, oh, what sensor I'm using, why I choose sensors, and then what kind of wireless protocol or technology, and then how does this data push to the cloud computing. So once you know this fundamental, you can apply it almost in every single industry application. As one student comfortable, they complete this module 1 and 2. Module 3 is something more advanced, probably is third-year student in the universities. This is where IoT wireless communication are being taught. It actually, what we want to do is we want to demonstrate, we want to teach the understanding of major wireless technologies, not just Wi-Fi, but a lot more, like I mentioned earlier on. And finally, module 4 is about IoT sensors and power management. So maybe it's easy to control. You have 1 or 2 or 3 IoT sensors. But what happens when you have 1,000 or 2,000 or 5,000 IoT sensors that's being applied, deployed in a plantation or a jungle or even a city traffic? You need to understand that, oh, I need to optimize my sensor in terms of distance, in terms of power. So these are the things that we actually put into real application. Okay. So of course, here we didn't put in the okay, over here we put in the case study that Keysight did a pilot program about 2 years ago with a university in US. The name of the university called University of New Haven. What happened is we did a blind test. I mean, what happened is the student complete the lab activities and lab sheets, and then we did a blind survey to get the students' input. And it is average of 91% says that they found that this program that they go through are very useful. It helps them in a career. It helps them to be more confident in their work and also the future development skill. So I encourage you, all of you, if you're interested to know this, we do have this IEEE paper being published together with into IEEE. It is a very interesting content that you may actually want to use it as a reference for future planning if you are going to provide IoT program in the school, in the university. Okay, over here, remember I was talking basic. Now, this is the advanced IoT teaching lab solution. What is different here is, you notice, instead of 4 modules, now it becomes 3 modules. So we combine the basic module 1 and 2 become one module called module 1. Not only that, we actually enhanced, we actually added new top content, the cybersecurity on IoT device security. Okay. Same thing. So this we recommend like maybe like first year or second year student, and then module 2 and 3 onwards will be third year and fourth year students. Okay. So one thing that is additional here will be the compliance and also the cybersecurity. The module 3 is still very similar. What is really good is about, we also show that, oh, if I have a lot of different type of batteries and I have maybe a solar panel, maybe I have a recharger batteries, I will want to know that what is the performance of the solar panel to charge the battery. So we do put down this topic here, battery characterization, using the latest industry techniques. And of course, we include the MEMS sensors as well. So Keysight also provide a complete IoT ecosystem learning. That is, this is a whole lab solutions. So it provides a hands-on learning with all these 5 topics. Okay, next slide. So over here on the top part, these are the technology trend that you can see. It's a bit small here, but let me read out to you. On the left is cloud computing. Then you have a different type of wireless IoT network protocols. Very popular today is Industrial 4.0. And then MEMS technology is getting more and more advanced. The other thing, the technology trend you are seeing is wearable technology, especially smartwatch, okay, or smart glass, or smart tag, even like RFID. Next would be these are devices like embedded devices to be active power, sleep mode, low power. So you have to like make sure that how to optimize the battery. And of course, finally, it's an embedded system. So all in all, what we want to tell you here is both the basic IoT learning and advanced IoT learning provide such tools, such accessibility for educators from the universities to learn. I also want to quote some example non-universities adoption. We do have major or giant multinational company, electronic company, that actually adopt this IoT teaching courseware or program to them. One thing, we actually went back to them and asked, hey, Mr. Customer, you are not a university. Why are you buying this? So we found out actually it was actually purchased by their training department of the company. One thing is they want to do upskilling or reskilling of their engineers. So they want to make sure that their engineers will always get the latest or updated technology learning from outside as well. So it's very interesting to learn about this. So, meaning to say that in short, my message here is whether how long or how soon the time is, everybody has to jump in and adopt, learn the new knowledge. I would say those who are slow or lagging behind, nothing will change, nothing will improve in the business or in terms of efficiency. Okay, so through the advanced learning topic in the IoT education, we came out with a very complete end-to-end solutions catering for the industries. Of course, the one that's really in hot topic right now is healthcare or medical side. Healthcare, wearables, and smart homes, or even like smart hospitals. These are the thing area that how to improve efficiencies uh, to help hospital or frontliners to work better. In fact, I also want to call like maybe in Malaysia itself, we have this kind of apps that track the COVID cluster. So by updating this, everybody will get the information very fast, very accurate. Next will be industry and electrical power system. So smart cities, smart manufacturing, energy and utilities, automotive. So it's the same that uh, the same requirement is needed. Cybersecurity basics, pre-compliance, battery life analysis. Okay. So I think if one to quote one example about healthcare or wearable, I don't think it's okay. It's just like some people they got heart problem where actually they have a artificial heart implant into their body. So this artificial heart is battery operated. So if you know someone who has a artificial heart in their body, uh, do you think that they want to remove the battery every once in a year, go through the hospital, complete the procedure, and then screening, healing, checking, and then all this maybe can take up to 1 to 2 months. It's just a waste of time, and then don't forget the amount of stress and amount of money you have to spend in the hospital just to change the battery. So if designers or engineers like you all design a battery or system or even the embedded controller that can use minimal power and extend the battery life, that will be something very helpful. Okay. In terms of cybersecurity basics, these are the critical topics that we cover for education learning purpose. Okay. You can see how to. These are the topic: malware prevention, digital signing and certificates, network security, data and password security, user authentication, very very important. Port monitoring. So port monitoring is like you want to see is there any illegal activity or hacking potentially happen. Secure network communication, home and device security, public and private keys, secure web application, secure cloud and application communication. Okay. What is not covered here, but this is also available in our other solution, which is actually very, very advanced in this network infrastructure. So we have a solution on separately. This is we call it the IXIA cybersecurity solution. Pre-compliance and regulatory. Okay. So these are new features that we added in the IoT Causeway. Now, if you look in the picture here on the left-hand side, this big little board here, this is IoT training kit. The box on the bottom here will be the signal analyzer. And what is this? Actually, this is a mini chamber, mini RF chamber. The reason to have this mini RF chamber is if you want to test your device whether transmitting or whether able to uh, take uh, take other, avoid other RF disturbance, you put in here. So once your component, your device is inside here, no other RF microwave signal can penetrate in, and you can measure accurately or what is the total power emission coming out from the board. So like this case, you can see by connecting a probe through the signal analyzer, you can see that this device is emitting a signal at 24.8 dB at 2.459 gigahertz frequency. So it can be most likely will be a Bluetooth, right? Or even like maybe a Wi-Fi. So I'll say that this is a very very interesting module. I highly recommend if your school are offering wireless communication, this is something an upgrade that you should have in your lab. And finally, battery life analysis, like what I mentioned ago, related to how to maximize, or you have a solar panel, you want to check. So I probably want to highlight here that we have this another instrument here. Again, all these tools are for the engineers, for students to analyze. We can actually measure independent individual component. What is the total power requirement? It's not very clear, but you can get a brochure. Okay, example here, we are measuring what is the current consumption. So you can measure that. For example, I like to quote example here. Maybe one day your agency, your company are designing a meter, that measure water quality in the city or in various city. So this meter is, you do not want the smart water meter to take the data every second or every 1 hour. Maybe you want to take the data is 2 times in a day. One time in the morning, let's say 7 a.m., and then the next time is at 5 p.m. in the afternoon, so that you can monitor the water quality. So in order to do that, you can actually save your battery. You can optimize your battery life and also your data bandwidth. So especially in battery. So maybe your smart water meter, you don't need to change like every 1 year. In fact, in China, we have already helped customer to prolong the battery change for 10 years just by using the exact equipment. That's what you are seeing here. So again, if you are teaching mechatronics or related to environmental or related to power electronics, I also highly recommend these are tools that it will be very interesting to learn, and your student will see the advantage and the benefits in it. Okay, I will skip this Bluetooth demo first for now. Okay, so having said all, we get a lot of requests from universities. One of these is saying that I know that universities are very interested to collaborate with industries. One reason is to make sure that there will be a constant dialogue, knowledge exchange between industry and the university itself. So Keysight actually came up with this Keysight Industry Ready Certification Program, where we see that this is one of the value that how we can continue to support universities in many ways, not only in having building a strong relationship, but also we want to recognize your student, your engineers who did well in their program, and we want to promote them to the whole world, not only just regional or in your state, but we will publish your student's name internationally, and this certificate will be given to the top or the best, to the top 10% best students, or under your recommendation. So let me give you a overview here. So what's the objective? Keysight Industry Ready Student Certification Program creates a collaboration between universities and industry, creating a three-way benefit for universities, students, and industry. So, example, if you are coming from a universities, okay, your universities here, and then you can say, once your student about finishing, and then you know these students are good, you can promote to the industry saying that, hey, maybe let's say Samsung, for example. Hey, I have Mr. Samsung, I have 3 very good students in IoT. Are you interested in hiring them? They say, oh yeah, and then and then you test them, they are very good, they will get hired. It also boosts up the reputation of the faculty or the school of engineering. The other way of looking is the industry, once the industry knows, you could actually publish saying that, oh, by next year June, I have 10 students graduating in this field in IoT or in technology, and then you actually allow the industry to say, oh, what is this? There's something interesting, and these students are internationally recognized by Keysight. So they can come to you and ask, hey, Mr. Ismi, or hey, Professor, do you have any good students for me? So it's actually, it creates an advantage for everyone. The students will get hiring faster as well. So the program certifies university students as industry ready, and their qualification will be recognized internationally. Okay. I will show you, maybe later on I'll show you some example, or if you have questions on that, where we put these names. Okay. Types of certification for the IoT, there are 3 types. Like what I mentioned, based on the advanced topic, or even like the basic. There will be a fundamental certificate, a wireless certificate, and a power measurement certificate. This is the high-level information on how the certification process started. So first, it will be a direct discussion between Keysight representative, can be Berca, Berca Patria, or can be Keysight itself. And they say, hey, you might say, hey, Patria, I like this program. How do I start? So you talk with Patria, and then Patria will actually describe, and then maybe I can come in, or maybe Sitiong, or channel manager, will come in and support you and explain. Then we'll definitely ask you, or university to provide. Can you please provide your course program outline and submit? And then at least there will be a checkbox to fill in, so that we can evaluate. If let's say if you are teaching IoT right now, we will see, oh, this is okay, this is good. Well, we will also advise you what is needed to improve. So once the university acceptance into the program, they can start introduce the program to students and complete. The student complete the course and labs. Professor nominates top 15 to 20% of the best students, and Keysight will acknowledge this accomplishment, will provide certificate, and mention their names in the web. So it's a pretty straightforward thing. The first step is it's also very easy, it's very difficult. And of course, probably it's like helping you to find what is the ideal program that you are interested, level one, whether it's fundamental, wireless, or power management. Here's a example of certificate. This is a bit the old one, but I can show you the updated version in a while. So you have a signature from the Keysight senior executive, and also a signature from the professors with the name. Yeah, we have your logo here. We mentioned what is this certificate about, and it is an industry-ready student competency cert. I'll show you the video, so I skip the video for now. Okay, so in summary, I hope I didn't go too fast. I gave you a lot of examples. We talked about what is IoT, what are the educators' challenges, what are the key 5 C's that's so critical to make an IoT ecosystem successful. I also shared about the U10A advanced IoT solution, the benefits on it. And finally, a moment ago, it was the industry-ready certification. So I'll stop here. Probably I'll just show you a video first. Okay, give me a second. I'll put up my video. If you have a question, please feel free to type in the chat box in WebEx here. Give me a second. Oh, by the way, here you go. Let me make sure you turn on your speaker. Oh, because speaker is on, yeah. Wow, what am I talking about? Okay. Share file, including video. Okay. Wait, is this share file? Multimedia. Okay. Okay, hang on. Okay. Are you able to see something here?
Yes, yes.
Seeing something?
Yeah.
All right. Okay, let me start over again. Okay.
The new no sound.
Oh, no sound. I
Yeah,
got.
no sound, yeah.
Oh man. That's not good.
You have to do the setting, the Webex setting.
Yeah, but because this is built into the music mode. Connect the video system. Okay, I'm sharing my screen and maybe some of you can help me. What is this? File, my screen application. Okay, give me a second. There must be a music. There's a sound. If you can you all see anything here? So
Nothing.
Let me see the flex screen from website.
do you see a box being shared?
Okay.
Just a blank screen.
Yeah. So it's starting at waiting to be start at 00. So that the screen was shared. Yeah. So I think you need to click play, then it will.
Application. I think I should share application, right?
Yes.
And then, do you hear sound?
No.
No. Okay, give me a second. I got another idea. Okay, we're almost there. Oh man, this is terrible. Okay. Oh, okay. I think it's the same situation. But Paria, do you know how to share the video? Any idea?
Share. I also, yeah, actually it's share and then.
Is it because of your speaker? You have to switch it to the
Yeah.
I don't see the problem is I don't see the checkbox.
I think we need to switch here. I'll give it to the Yeah, computer.
Go to the audio and video, and then you switch the audio and see.
Okay, let me try audio, video, and then
And then you choose your computer.
choose computer. Switch audio, you mean switch audio?
I mean the speaker side. Maybe you could change it to your laptop speaker.
Laptop speaker. Okay, I'll try this and see. See what will happen. Okay, then I'll share my application. Anything?
Yeah. Can hear the voice.
The sound is quite. Can you up the volume a bit?
How do you partner with industry to align curriculum with industry needs? How do you establish your university as the one that creates industry-ready engineers? How do you enable students to learn effectively?
Yeah, it's better. Yeah, need to be louder.
Our prestigious industry-ready student certification program creates a collaboration between universities and the industry. The program certifies students as industry-ready, and their qualifications recognized internationally. The program currently offers two types of certification: Keysight RF and microwave industry-ready student certification indicates student competency and proficiency in the use of Keysight's electro-design automation software and instruments. The Keysight IoT design and validation industry-ready student certification recognizes the student comprehension of IoT design, validation, and measurement concepts. Keysight industry-ready student certification program has over 40 university participants and more than 700 students certified. Educators and students see the next on this list. Connect with us at keysight.com.
Okay, I apologize for the not a very effective way on that. Hello, can you hear me again? Yeah.
Yeah.
So, that is basically what I want to share.
Hey Daniel, there's two question in the Q&A chat box, not the chat box, but the Q&A box.
Q&A.
Yeah.
There is a quick question. Yeah.
Okay, good. Keep it coming. Okay, let me pull the Q&A. Oh, okay. Apakah, okay, number one, right?
Okay, number one is, what are the parameters for evaluating IoT S1 system from sensor to application?
System end to end from sensors to application. Okay, I think I know what's the thing. So the question is about what are the typical parameter evaluation how to measure. So I'm going to pull up one slide. So basically is when you have do a end to end IoT application, first thing first, it must start with the sensors, right? Now, from the sensors, you have to choose the correct sensor, not just any sensor. You have to find that the sensors that the most effective and most useful for it. So let me quickly go and pull on one side. After that, after the sensor, then you talk about the gateway. From the gateway, you have to decide, how do I send my data to the internet, to the cloud, correct? All right. Once that is the cloud, and then you have to push to the application. So it has the sensors level, the gateway, and the architecture. Okay. Give me a second, yeah. I hope I have a better slide to explain this. Okay, yeah, I do have one here. So let me show you. Sharing my screen, my application. Can you see this? Can you see this slide?
Yes.
All right. Okay, let me put up this in a while. Okay. So the question is what is the simulation layer? So you have the sensors here, the device area. Then after that you go to the connectivity layer and the data center layer.
Hello, Daniel. Your voice is too far.
Yeah, my voice too far? Like this?
Yes.
Okay, better. Yeah.
Okay, better. Yeah.
So device and then connectivity layer, and then finally is the data center area. Okay, second question. Let me see. Oh, where is it? One. Okay, well, second question.
Second question. Good morning, Mr. Daniel. My name is Frankie Leonardo from Central Borneo.
Mm-hmm.
How to implement IoT in agriculture, and what solution can be used to design IoT in agricultural system?
Oh, in agriculture system. Okay, maybe I think the most important thing is maybe two areas. First of all, you need to choose the correct sensors that it is low power, because agriculture is very big, right? Then you have to choose the sensor is what kind of sensor? Is it taking the temperature, the humidity, or water, or even like the pH level of the soil? So there are actually many dedicated sensors. There is no one sensor that can do all the job. Okay, that's my message here. The second criteria is how are you going to send the data to the computer, to the server, to the cloud? So I think the most common implementation that we are seeing today is they're using LoRa. Okay, LoRa allows long-range data transmission, and LoRa, I think the bandwidth you have to consider about maybe 5 megahertz only bandwidth. So you don't want to take too many data, but you don't want to like take the data all the time. So, and I think these are the two key areas. After that, once you go to the cloud, you may want to like trigger to the farmer, sending a signal to the farmer, sending a signal data to the controller, or sending the data, the message to the estate supervisor that manage the farm. So I would say in terms of technical expertise, you need someone in the hardware that able to do the connections on the sensors to the gateway to the cloud. And then the second person that you might need is someone from the computer science department who is able to use the data, make it into a more meaningful presentation, like maybe push the data to your mobile phone or even the computer. So I hope I answered that questions, agriculture. So guys, the same application can be used not only agriculture, it can be other application as well. Okay, number 3, in this solution, give student industry experience with leading edge tools and software. Is this solution give student industry? Yes, the answer is yes. Why? Because Keysight, we are actually we are a test and measurement company. We help a lot of we provide the tools to designers to design the most gadget that you are using today. So we tell them, we also advise them, if you want to make sure that this product good, or if they are not sure, then we say, you need these tools to do this measurement to get that kind of power rating. So yes, it is an industry related tools using the industry graded instruments and the software. I hope I answered that. In fact, for example, I would just want to mention like 5G, for example. We have like Motorola, Qualcomm, Huawei, and so many other 5G providers in the market. It is actually through Keysight we advise you provide them the tools that to help these R&D engineers or engineers to design to make to fulfill the 5G specification of protocol. Okay, the next question is, I have a question. How about MQTT protocols as the one of TCP/IP family which have been developed as a HTTP? Can the protocol be solution for IoT in real time? Yeah, the answer is yes. Our courseware we call this MQTT protocol learning. It is because it is a broker to take the data from sensor and transmit to the internet. So yes, in our courseware solution we teach this protocol. Okay, any more? Feel free. We have a lot of time, man.
Ya, apabila masih ada pertanyaan yang mau ditanyakan dari Bapak Ibu sekalian, boleh untuk disampaikan di kolom komentar. Jadi Daniel, there is
Yes.
one question from Pak Henry Ricky. Good afternoon. We want to explain regarding the security level in the MQTT.
Security, MQTT.
Yes.
I thought I already answered this.
Oh,
Is it the question from Dick?
No, from Henry Ricky. He asking, he want to know regarding the security level in the MQTT.
Okay. For MQTT, okay. So MQTT is just a broker. What is really the key here is we have a topic to cover that in the network area, that how do you mitigate or prevent cybersecurity hack on this area. There's also a topic covering the device section on about cybersecurity on the device level, how to avoid a security breach on that area. So on your question about MQTT on the security, I would say it's still a protocol, but the one that really determine is how good is your robust is your program that prevent from the security hack. In fact, I have if you want to learn more about this, I can actually show you some sample lab sheets that is being taught. All you need to do is maybe just inform Pak Ria. You're interested to have a look on the sample. I'm more than happy to share with you. Okay, another question is Henry Uranus about the anechoic chamber. It is sold separately from IoT training package. How much does it cost? Okay, Pak Ria, you can bagi price. I don't know what's the price. Pak Ria got the price. You have to ask him. Again, we saw it as together as a package together with Keysight. Does the student certificate program cost money? It's free actually. It's free. I want to show you my screen. Okay, can you see my screen now? Can?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it is free. There's no money involved. What is really involved is we have to make sure that the students complete the programs as what Keysight has evaluated. You fulfill the requirement. So I want to show you some example here, like RF micro F. If you're in the RF micro F area, these are the list of universities already enrolled, they adopted. And maybe in Malaysia, nearer to our country, you might say, oh, This is US, we got UK, we got Germany, we got Russia. So closer to us is like Malaysia. So this University Malaysia Perlis. We also publish the student names here. See like Tan Tiviwat Suk Chai. He got level 1 this year as well. I thought of showing you some certificate. I cannot find. Okay, maybe. Okay. Let me find the updated certificate for you because I promised to show it to you. So it's free, yeah. Gratis, gratis. That's what we say, yeah.
No charge.
No charge. Okay, more questions?
Not yet, Pak. Is there any question? Ada pertanyaan yang lain?
So here is one example, the most updated certificate that we are giving. This is RF and microwave industry certification. So we have added our Chief Technology Officer's signature, our Senior Executive VP, General Manager signature, and also the Associate Professor signatures here. So what is really nice is when you go for your job interview, if you're a student, or you can tell a student that, hey, this certificate is worldwide recognized. It's not from from any company, but all the industry recognize this. Oh, I also want to give an announcement here that I think where is the announcement part? Yeah, that coming this September, mark down your calendar. Yeah, this September 22nd to 24th, we have a Keysight World Asia Pacific program. Keysight World. So you can actually, I'm going to share the link here in a while. So what happened is when you sign up, we covers a lot of topics. It covers like 5G, automotive and energy, high-speed digital, advanced measurement, and IT network security. And all you need to do is remember to register as participant, as this is a live virtual event. And remember, if you sign up, you will get an e-certificate of attendance and a thank you gift pack when you attend of any of this presentation. So let me pull up the screen and show it to you here. Can you all see here? Is it clear?
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Well, maybe Patria, you can later on share this to the attendee. Yeah? So again, September 22nd to 24th, 5G, automotive, advanced measurement, high-speed digital, IT security. Okay. So this is very exciting, and in fact, this is the first time we are doing for the whole Asia Pacific. Why? Because of pandemic. But again, you guys, I hope all of you stay well, stay safe. Okay, maybe we can have one or two more questions. Anything you want to add, Patria, from your side? Now, of course, one more thing. Just in case, if you are coming from university or even the industry, if you are interested to try to get hold of this board, the IoT Advanced Training Kit, we have a demo unit for you to evaluate. Just you need to tell Patria that you're interested, and then we can ship it to you to try out maybe for 1 month like that, so that you can evaluate and understand how Keysight look at this IoT learning and teaching. Now, maybe I also want to add on, maybe some of you at earlier stage, when we think about IoT learning, what is the easiest and fastest way to learn? I think the answer is using Arduino, right? Are you all familiar with Arduino? I think most of us are familiar with Arduino.
Yeah.
Arduino actually is good when you want to do as a hobby. But if you want to use to train as an engineer, as a student in engineering, it's not really effective. Reason is Arduino doesn't have the it's not being designed to have a lot of these access points, the testing point to check, oh, what is the digital signal, what is the current value. It is actually very useful for computer science student because computer science student is all I need to do is I fix the sensors to the board and push the cloud. Then I get the data and do whatever I want in terms of the application. But it doesn't really help in terms of the engineering student learning. You could imagine that with Arduino, if my daughter can do the project in IoT as well, all she needs to do is go to internet, download the file, download the file, encode into the Arduino board, follow instructions, fix the sensors to which pin, and she has an IoT project. She can do it. She's like 9 years old. She can do it, right? So, but when you ask her, I said, hey, do you know what are you measuring? How many power? Or what kind of wireless technology are you doing? Are you sending through Wi-Fi? She cannot answer you. She doesn't know. So I want to tell educators, especially to educators, please do not take the easiest way to use Arduino as a teaching, but it will be very effective after they learn the fundamentals of IoT. Then they can use the Arduino as a project. So next you can ask, oh, they use this Arduino project? Say, oh, I use this Arduino because together with this sensor, because sensor A only consume 10 milliwatt power compared to sensor B is 50, sensor C is 100 milliwatt, which consume power. So at least you want to generate that kind of thinking to the student. Okay, that is my tips from what I see as my role in education development. Okay, looks good.
Oke, mungkin apabila ada pertanyaan yang lainnya dari Bapak Ibu sekalian, mungkin berkaitan dengan proyek yang saat ini Bapak atau Ibu sedang lakukan, atau dari rekan-rekan mahasiswa sedang melakukan proyek untuk IoT saat ini, mungkin bisa ditanyakan juga ke Pak Daniel as the expert for the IoT in here.
Ya, boleh tanya dalam bahasa Indonesia pun, saya bisa faham. Saya di Penang, tidak jauh, ada direct flight, tapi pandemik tidak benarkan.
Tidak bisa ke Indonesia ya, Pak?
Ya, tidak bisa ke Indonesia. Okay, kalau tak ada apa-apa, maybe Pak Ria, you want to take over or maybe make a conclusion, summary?
Okay. Okay, thank you, Daniel, for your time to sharing some knowledge regarding the IoT for us. I will take over as a presenter from here. Okay. Okay, maybe for participant, if you have any question, or maybe right now you still keep the question, and you can also ask me by email or maybe by WhatsApp, or you can contact the marketing Berca also, and you can drop the email regarding your question regarding the for the IoT solution from Keysight. Okay. For the conclusion, maybe I will use the bahasa ya Pak. Is it okay? Daniel?
Okay.
Okay. Ya, untuk kesimpulannya, pada pagi hari ini kita sudah memberikan materi terkait dengan environment, lingkungan yang dibangun untuk IoT itu nanti seperti apa di dalam industri. Kemudian kita coba bawa untuk di dalam industri itu sendiri nanti penerapannya, how to design, how to measure, untuk melakukan verifikasi seperti apa. Kemudian dari Keysight sendiri kita sudah memberikan beberapa solusi tadi seperti yang dijelaskan oleh Daniel terkait dengan solusi dari Keysight. Kemudian di akhir tadi juga sudah dijelaskan lebih detail lagi mengenai beberapa program dari Keysight terkait dengan sertifikat yang diberikan kepada mahasiswa, bisa diberikan kepada mahasiswa dan universitas yang mengikuti program tersebut, mahasiswanya mengikuti program tersebut, nama mahasiswanya dan universitasnya akan terpampang dalam list di website-nya Keysight, sehingga banyak nanti akan dari perusahaan-perusahaan dari luar negeri, internasional maupun perusahaan-perusahaan dari dalam negeri di Indonesia sendiri akan melihat website tersebut, akan menganalisa dan kemungkinan akan bisa melakukan kontak karena mahasiswanya sudah rilis dan tersertifikasi oleh Keysight untuk menggunakan produk-produk yang dikhususkan untuk industri. Seperti itu. Apabila masih ada pertanyaan lanjutan, bisa di-drop untuk di email ke saya di rea.hermawan@berca.co.id atau bisa di-drop juga ke marketing@berca.co.id. That's all from me. Daniel, maybe I will end for this session, because
Yes.
there is no
Yes.
other question from the participant. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much, Daniel, for
Thank you. Terima kasih.
you already sharing the material for us. Terima kasih Bapak-bapak dan Ibu-ibu sekalian. Semoga apa yang di-share oleh Daniel dari Keysight sangat dapat berguna untuk Bapak Ibu sekalian, dan saya ucapkan kembali terima kasih. Sehat selalu, jaga kondisi, jaga jarak, pakai selalu masker dalam kondisi saat ini. Terima kasih atas atensinya. Selamat siang. Oke, Daniel, thank you, bye-bye.
Thank you. Terima kasih. Bye-bye.
Terima kasih.